In this video, I set out to make every single Gale approval. I will be putting my over 3,000 hours of Baldur's Gate 3 knowledge to use answering a burning question. We're going to discover if our heroic Gale will choose to become a god or a human of his own free will. And the catch? I need to avoid leading choices whenever possible, while still doing all of his first approval choices. The hardest part? All of Gale's hidden approvals and disapprovals. Gale has many moments in which his approvals are based on the final solution to a situation, rather than something that's displayed on the screen. He has a very large number of these situational approvals as well. Step 1. Establish a character. Meet Leanne. She's based on when I met my IRL partner. Why? Because my husband is just like Gale. So I guess that would make us Astarion and Gale. I'd ship that. Step 2, the challenge rules. I must accept the first Gale option for each carousel of choices. If there are no approvals, then I can pick anything, unless it's a disapproval. We will not be picking any Gale disapprovals. I can lose other companions, but I cannot make a choice that would lead to his untimely demise. I must romance Gale. And once again, don't worry, love, I'll romance you too, at least until we have to break up in Act 2. And with that, we're almost ready to start. We just need one more click. You. I need you to click. Please click that subscribe button. This video took over 2 months of time to make, and all of the sanity I had left after the Shadowheart one. But I really want to be able to do more videos like this, because gaming and writing, they're my passions. And with viewers like you, I can. So let's consensually smash all those buttons, just like they're Gale's new wizard updo. So, as always, our first step is to recruit our target.
Target? You realize we're not here to kill him, right?
I'm the Dark Urge, though.
No.
Buzzkill.
A hand? Anyone? Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick. Aha! Oh. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this. At magic. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well. I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall? That vast burning wreckage behind you somewhat contradicts your story, but here you stand, so who am I to argue? Still, swashbuckling heroics aside, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region, were you not? The insertee we speak of, this parasite? Are you aware that after a period of excruciating excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers. It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle? I suppose few enough can. Not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together? Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
All right, darlings, we've recruited Gale to join us on our run. So far, Neil hasn't actually finished playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Nope.
So this is the first instance of Gale kind of being pompous, a pompous dick.
I thought you said Gale was like me. I am not a pompous, dick.
I don't remember saying Gale was like you. Why? Because my husband is just like Gale.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Usually he's not a dick. He's just very self-assured.
Okay, we have that in common.
You're not versed in magic, are you? Oh, I do apologize. I meant to ask, are you studied in magic? Namely, are you a wizard? Which you are not. If you meet any elder wizards, let me know. There is a matter I'd like to seek advice on from a master.
I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
I mean, I guess I can. I'd rather you jump me, though.
There. Can you see it?
Fail, 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 fail. Yes, yes, yes.
Shh. Not a sound. Not if you want to keep that darling neck of yours. And you, keep your distance. No need for this to get messy.
Couldn't agree more. But if you use that knife, I will incinerate you.
And your friend with me? Hardly. Now, I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Nod? Splendid. And now you're going to tell me exactly what you and those tentacled freaks did to me. Don't lie to me.
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it
Bro!
fades to the worm,
You tapped out.
the light,
You tapped out.
the fear.
Oh, you do it?
What was that? What's going on?
Bet. You think I won't do it? See? Burn.
He's your boyfriend, not mine.
Ah, damn it!
Go to hell.
Rude?
Sarcastic.
Are you about to Gale-splain sarcasm to me? Because, I mean, clearly, I have no idea what sarcasm is.
You
It's
know.
almost meaningless. But we've seen hell. It's real. And it isn't trivial. Devils, dragons, mind flayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti. That's not abstract. That's the spirit. Let's be up with the lark. Find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
You're both twice as tall as me, but have half the bloody backbone.
But we don't know what that thing even is. And what about the crypt?
I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we... Stop! Got ourselves competition already. That's our ship.
I'll keep stabbing long after they're dead. I can't believe Gale's okay with that line.
It avoided a fight, so, you know, some people juggle geese.
Oh, look at you being all logical.
Sarcastic.
Well, in that case, come on you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese, no?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese! Now move it!
A gentleman's only as dashing as his least groomed locus. Be that as it may. Ceramorphosis. What does it make you think of? Spot on. Day 1, fever and memory loss. Day 2, hallucinations and graying skin. Day 3, hair loss and blood leaking from all orifices. Need to go on? Day 4, excruciating pain as the skeleton and organs reform and reposition. Day 5, the host personality has disappeared. Fingers and toes and limbs elongate. I take it you get the picture? Day 6, the flesh around the mouth splits to make way for tentacles. Day 7, a mind flayer is born. This is the abridged version, of course. Spot on again. Our orifices remain blissfully unblooded, our heads remain clear, and our blood temperature normal. Any expert will agree this is abnormal.
Oh, gee. I'd never have thought that a tadpole was gonna turn me into a mind flare. Thank you for telling me.
Oh, so you do get sarcasm.
Explain little old me now, does
Bite
it?
me.
What is
Not in this
happening,
video,
rather not
people are
happening to
watching.
us, is entirely undocumented. Uncharted territory. The silence before the storm. Something to sleep on. We should get some rest.
So clearly Gale is going to approve of going and talking to Kaga and helping people. So I didn't need to include this, but I love when Astarion is miffed.
Really? We're messengers now.
So Astarion and Shadowheart didn't really care that much about anyone else, but Gale really does. So there's a lot of little clips like these, but they lead to much longer stories. Pretty much, he made me take every single quest.
We should stay. These people aren't fighters. We can help.
Or yell louder. That's fine too.
I mean, you guys should stay. Every blade makes a difference, but also kind of cowardly to run away.
Thank you. It's the right thing to do, and you know it.
She's right, Roland. We're better than this.
Zerg. Fine, I'll stay too. Lest you both end up with your throats slit by goblin blade.
But think about all of the goblins you'll get to kill.
Should have left by now.
That could be so much fun.
Damnation. Instead, we're just sitting here, practically begging to be attacked. Staying is a mistake.
But I mean, you're doing the right thing.
You don't understand. My apprenticeship with Leroican begins shortly. I cannot be late. Yes, that Laroican. The greatest wizard in Baldur's Gate.
I've heard that name before. A young man, yes? Lives in Ramazes Tower in the upper city.
The very same.
Word in Waterdeep has it he's a bit of a cad. But you say he's an accomplished wizard.
Of course he is. The greatest spellcaster along the Sword Coast. As if I'd settle for a lesser mentor.
In that case, I'd very much appreciate it if you could arrange an introduction, should we reach the city.
Oh, you want fame and fortune. Okay, that makes much more sense.
If it's powerful acquaintances you're after, you have to look no further than yours truly. Few can match me, in either magic or talent. In years to come, you will boast of this meeting, I can assure you.
Sure, Jan.
Tiring business, isn't it? All this traveling and adventuring. Why don't we take a little break, Allow ourselves a few moments of rest? Gives me a chance to talk to you about something, well, rather important. We've been on the road together for a while now, haven't we?
It has been 2 days.
It is a very long time.
2. T-W-O. 2.
Remarkable guile and courage. The way you diffuse the tension between Zevlor and Aradin. In short, I've grown to trust you. The reason I make a point of saying this is that I've grown confident enough to tell you something I've yet to tell another living soul, except for my cat. You see, I have this condition. Very different from the parasite we share, but just as deadly. No, nothing like that. Though if I fail to treat it, then the consequences would not be contained to me alone. What it comes down to is this. Every so often, I need to get my hands on a powerful magical item and absorb the weave inside. Oh, staffs, tomes, cowls. The form doesn't matter, so long as it's brimming with weave. It's been days since I last consumed an artifact, since before we were abducted. It's only a matter of time before my craving returns. That is why I turn to you. I need you to help me find magic items to consume. It is vital. Dare I say it? Critical. You have my thanks. And fear not. Your implicit trust is well placed and will be rewarded with any and all means at my disposal. I'm sure we won't have to look very far to find what I need. Faerun overflows with magic-infused treasure. As do our packs, as a matter of fact. We've such an item already in our possession. Primed for the moment the need arises. I hope I can count on you. Believe it or not, but I witnessed a similar standoff back at the Yawning Portal. Of course, an establishment like that invites all sorts of outlandish entertainments. An inn in Waterdeep. Oh, never a dull moment there. Adventurers come from all over Faerun to try their luck down the well. Leads into the Undermountain, you see, full of death, danger, and vast amounts of treasure. Hard to resist. Oh, a drow, a dragonborn, and a cleric of Cyric walk into a bar. Your standard fare. Maybe someone was cheating at cards. Maybe it was some weird lover's quarrel. In any case, out came the crossbow, and a hush fell over the entire room. I stood up and yelled, "Shadow Dark Ale for everyone!" The crowd cheered. The tension drained into 6 tankards, and soon all was well again. In a place like the Yawning Portal, the most powerful magic is calling for a round of drinks. Mind you, all I did was call for ale, but you went and stood in front of that crossbow. Well, I'd drink to that.
With stories like these, Gale should be a bard. You're a bard in our D&D game, right?
Ranger. All right. I love to talk with animals.
You flirt with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You constantly put your foot in your mouth with the shopkeepers. And they always charge us more because of it. You want to arm wrestle everyone. You jumped out of a fucking crate on a pirate ship so you could arm wrestle the captain.
Yeah.
Everything about that says bard.
It's spelled Ranger.
Ain't sure why you're protecting me. Don't care neither. It's too late to make friends, warg meat. My tribe's coming. They're gonna burn this pretty place for the glory of the Absolute and hang you by your guts. They'll peel your face off and nail it to a wall. I ain't scared of some god. Stick a dozen arrows in me and Priestess Gut'd still patch me up. Got a whole lab set up. Cooks up potions that fix our lads, no matter how much of a beating they take. Could probably stick your head back on if someone was to chop it off. Mighty booyog.
I'm not saying we should trust a goblin, but she sounds very useful.
Get me out of here, and I'll tell you where to find her. Deal? Even if you did find my tribe, they'd set the war. You need me. Get me out of here, and I'll tell them what a good friend you are.
Okay, I'm glad that Gale didn't make me let her go. Because can you imagine how pissed off he would be at me if I had to fight Minthara at the gate? No, thank you.
That scamp reminds me of myself when I was a nipper. Always getting into trouble. And worse. One time, my parents denied me a kitten, so I summoned myself a Tressim. Ugh, dear old Tara. Beautiful creature. Benefits of a wizard's education, you see. Of course, my considerable talent didn't hurt either. Well, that depends on who you ask, I suppose. I may have summoned things rather more exotic than a winged cat. There was that magma mephit once. Nice fellow, we kept in touch. Of course, in walked the housekeeper, screaming, yelling, panic, and before you know it, fire everywhere. Anyway, I'm glad we got that boy out of his predicament. Poor lad would have been harpy feed if it wasn't for you.
So that's how he got Tara. Neil's a fur daddy too, but our little baby is a rare race called the adopted senior Maltsu. It's a Shih Tzu Maltsu mix. I didn't say that word right.
She is a little Shih Tzu sometimes.
She is.
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
A death viper. You've milked their poison before. A single drop of it could kill that child in a heartbeat.
Girl? You mean parasite? She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
The snake's hiss of approval reveals its intentions. Should the child struggle, It is poised to strike. The death of a child. A timeless tragedy that never grows old. Her life matters more than satiating your dark fantasies. You focus, and they're gone. But clearly this child's life is in danger.
I hear the Tree Father's spirit in your words. It is as you say. Sifisif, Tila to me.
And yet another hidden approval. Everybody take a shot.
Pepsi doesn't count.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin.
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
Why does Gale have so many hidden approvals? It is so annoying.
I mean, actions speak louder than words. He wants to see you do the right things, not just say them.
But doing it's gonna take hours.
And I'll be here to watch.
Can't we just kill them and move on?
No.
Couldn't agree more.
You're no
The girl
fun.
wasn't
I know.
innocent, but that doesn't mean she was guilty.
Go on. Say it. You think I'm a monster?
Monster? Too kind. A demon, more like.
Yes, you would say so. I know your kind. You see only villains and victims. A viper bears her fangs defending her brood. I call her mother. You call her monster. No matter. I took back the idol of Sylvanus, and the rite is resumed. We will seal the grove, free from harm, free of intruders. And mine perish if he stays. You showed great mettle at the gate. The mettle of a skilled sword for hire. I want you to provide your services to Zevlor. Offer to guide the Outlanders out of the grove. I'm sure they'll reward you well. They're to be gone before final prayer. If they are not, the Viper must strike. You will do more than speak. This tale ends but one way. With the Outlander rot cleansed, and the grove forever shrouded.
I heard what happened. Thank you for protecting the child. If the druids are this far gone, then it's not just goblins we have to fear. So we can risk violence here, or face it for certain on the road. Quite the choice, isn't it? It's good of you to offer, but there's a whole army of goblins out there. We'd need an army of our own to escort us safely to Baldur's Gate. And while I don't doubt your abilities, you're no army. There may be a way, though. Goblins are ill-disciplined. It's unlike them to organize so cleverly. Somebody must be leading them, bringing discipline to their ranks. Take out that leadership, and they'll scatter. The Blade of Frontiers has done what he can to help us prepare for the journey, and we are grateful. But it'll be a short journey if the goblins still own the roads.
By the Triad, there is only one correct answer. Refuse him, and we sentence these people to die.
And now we gotta kill the whole camp of goblins. Again.
Yay!
Just because I say I want to kill things doesn't mean I do. That also takes hours!
And I'll be here to watch. Again.
Everyone in this camp depends on it. Thank you. We'll be ready to leave as soon as you give word.
By the gods themselves. What kind of nightmare is this? I'm going to say something I'm confident we're all thinking. Was this your doing?
Ski Doodle. You want me to lie to you? What the actual fuck, sir? What the actual fuck?
Tell me what I want to hear.
It is dangerous, wandering around at night. You could bump into anything.
Your guilt is safe. For now. As the Inquisition departs, you are left alone with a familiar headache. Every one of your instincts screams against the saccharine thought. You feel close to fainting again.
What's on your mind? Apart from finding me an artifact to consume, which I assume you're pursuing with the appropriate urgency. That is most gratifying to hear. May I?
Gale dinner! Gale dinner!
Thank you. That hit the spot. I can feel it work. The magic, it's like a lullaby that sings to sleep the demon inside. A metaphorical demon, I haste to point out, but no less dangerous. And no less bound to wake up again to continue its ravages. Such is the nature of all monsters. Grateful as I am, the course of our camaraderie is much better served by not taking that particular detour. Not just yet. Sincerely, though. I understand I ask a lot from you with few answers in return. But in time, all will be told. My lady, I bow to your boundless kindness.
Okay, so it's moments like this that are why I say that you and Gale are alike.
Oh, yeah?
So Gale's love language is also quality time.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he's way more romantic than me. Like, I'd just be like, let's hook up. But he planned this whole night and we're going to do magic together and, like, our souls are going to connect.
That is romantic. I would do that for you.
I don't get to kiss him, though.
Good.
Oh. My, you startled me. It's miles away. No special reason, really. I was just practicing an incantation. What can I say? She's Mistra. I can't quite describe it. The need I sometimes feel to see her. To draw the filaments of fantasy into existence. No sculpture or painting could ever do her justice. Only the fabric that she herself is and embodies. The weave. Mistra is all magic. As far as I'm concerned, she is all creation. It is a kind of love, after all. At the very least, the most deep-seated passion. Magic is my life. I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it. It's like music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Is it the same for you? Yes, as raw and ancient as the veins of Bahamut. Perhaps I can show you what I mean by reaching into the weave together. Then follow my lead. Now you.
A familiar feeling, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran mistraril kantrak eo.
Ah, yes. The scent of rosewater and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
You see, or is it sense, the unmistakable presence of Mystra, the Lady of Mysteries. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss, then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace. You are safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mystra's hand.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel? That it does.
The weave connects you. The moment feels intimate. You realize the weave is making you one. You have but to imagine your desire, and Gale will know it.
I didn't think.
You perceive quick-fire gusts of embarrassment, trepidation, and finally, elation.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting. But it is a pleasant image, to be sure. Most pleasant, in fact. Most welcome.
The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
Oh. There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night. I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you.
Always a delight to speak with you. What can I do? I assure you it's not. Don't get me wrong, you did well. The somatic component, the verbal component, even the focus on the inner self that invites Mystra in. But I was still your conduit. To perform such a feat alone requires much and arduous study. Of course, as a sorcerer, these talents come to you quite naturally. I do hope you cherish that gift. Oh, I was surprised, but pleasantly so. Just like I said, amid the madness that has befallen us, it seems almost out of place to think of a kiss. And yet, now more than ever, it's important to recall what makes us human. Well, you know what I mean. A stolen glance, that sudden heartbeat. Sometimes the little things are worth more than kingdoms. They promise things to come.
Cool. Okay. Now give me the fucking kiss.
Keep it in your pants.
No.
My condition is worsening again. I need to consume some powerful magic or it may become volatile. Thank you.
Gale,
sequel to my horrible caterwauling.
It is a strange experience. Each time anew. Like a lost soul is spelunking through the darkness that is me, only to be sacrificed on the dread altar of the heart. Somehow the second artifact hasn't had the effect of the first. It's somewhat relieved the discomfort, but I fear my hunger hasn't quite... You do plenty for me, more than you realize. But this cannot be remedied. The magic isn't having the effect it should have. It's not like the last time, like a rainstorm that quells a forest fire. It merely drizzles. The embers still sizzle, the fire remains undefeated. I'm not certain what's going on, but nothing good. Please, I need to think. I need to retrace my steps to a glade of calm and think. Thank you for the artifact. A great deal of trouble it was too. A great deal of trouble indeed.
But what about second Gale? And third Gale? It's a Hobbit reference. From Lord of the Rings. Do I have to Gale-splain this to you too?
Don't think he knows about second breakfast, Pip. What about elevensies? Luncheon, afternoon tea, dinner, supper. He knows about them, doesn't he?
I wouldn't count on it.
I've never heard of Lord of the Rings. Never, not once.
No.
I'm what is this Lord of the Rings? It's not like I've ever heard of it. Oh my god, I tell me, is there a gorgeous man with white hair that's an elf that I could fawn over?
I don't appreciate your sarcasm.
Look what we got here! Another little birdie wanting to fly! Stop this thing! Flap those wings some more, and I'll feed you a worm. And you! Hope you got a stomach for heights! What's it bloody look like? We're teaching this here pipsqueak to fly. Cause it makes me laugh. You want this little cave lurking what's it? Find your own. He's ours!
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority. The goblin's nostrils flare, as if trying to judge you through smell alone.
We're leaving.
What about the gnome? Ain't we supposed to bring him to...
I said we're leaving! There's plenty...
And take another shot.
Pepsi doesn't count.
How about iced coffee?
Okay, I'll let that slide. Hey, don't drink it all.
Cut me loose! Bag of Camara. Those pustulant thugs! Well, get on with it. You saved me, now you'll extort me. That's how this works, yes? Nothing? You're teasing me now. I'm certain of it. Take my pack, if you can find it. The only reason those goblins caught me was its weight. I'll travel lightly from now on. Ignorance is alive and well, it seems. Deep gnomes aren't restricted to the Underdark, you know. I've lived in Baldur's Gate for years. I'm in search of a friend. I fear he's in trouble. See this? I gave it to him years ago before I left home. I found it around the neck of a thug in the lower city. It was speckled with blood. My friend, nowhere to be found. But I still have hope. I have reason to believe he's in the Underdark. Hopefully, I'll pick up his trail from there. I always help my friends. On that note, I bid thee farewell. If we should meet again, well, we will have met again.
Delicious, I do not know. But cruel and sharp, yes. Bindable and wrappable and biteable, yes. You must open the door.
Oh, Vic!
Your scouting party has not returned, and half of the intruders escaped your guards.
Sorry, mistress. We mucked up.
Until their sanctuary is found, I will take something precious from you every hour that passes. A trinket, a tongue, a limb.
I ain't no use without my limbs. The lad'll make the prisoner squeal soon enough, I swear.
Silence now, creature, or I will silence you forever.
As she turns to you, her thoughts mingle with yours. A cold hand caressing your brain. The chamber melts away to reveal a dark, endless nowhere. In it, you see a vision. The drow listens as a pale-eyed young woman whispers in her ear. One of those the voice spoke of. One of the chosen. The vision fades away.
A true soul in such a grotesque form. The Absolute has a place in her heart even for Dathir. Her heart is more generous than mine. Join my hunt, fairy, and obey me. You would dare! Guards, to me!
And we had made it so far without having to have a fight. It was refreshing.
Like Pepsi. Hashtag not sponsored.
My condition likes being ignored as little as I do. I must consume another artifact. And soon.
Gale dinner! Gale
Thank you.
dinner! The threequel.
Good gods. It hardly has any effect. Oh, Mistra, have mercy on us all. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent. I appreciate it greatly, but I can no longer keep you in the dark. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am. What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy. And from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mistra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse. And later, even my lover. Oh, yes. We enjoyed each other's company. Body,
mind and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross, yet every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries. I tried to convince her. I pouted, I pleaded, swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. But inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale? Very well. Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. He almost managed, but not quite. And his entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms, until the day Mystra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. A Netherese tome in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess? You know me. My gestures can never be grand enough. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book bound and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
What is it? What do you see?
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however. I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep. We might chance upon a king's collection of magical artifacts around the corner. We might cross paths with a miracle round the bend. Then again, we might not. All of this, it must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways. That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you. I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down. I stand at a precipice, but if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth. Beautiful night, don't you think? Nothing like a brush with destruction to make one appreciate the majesty of the celestial canvas. It's a view I would once have shared with my companion, though definitely unaccompanied by such revelry. She preferred it when we were alone, curled up before a crackling hearth with some ancient, esoteric tome between us, ink glinting in the firelight. By a Garon's lost nose! No! Tara is not any cat. She's a Tressum. And given your confusion, I'm guessing you've never met one. They're brilliant creatures. Fine company for any self-respecting wizard. She'd be most impressed by our efforts saving these tieflings. Proud, even. And I've given her little to be proud of recently. After I was afflicted with my condition, and locked myself in my tower for an entire year. I was inconsolable, wallowing in my self-inflicted tragedy. I've given up on myself, but Tara never did. It was her encouragement, her research that led me to my treatment. Once we knew that magically infused items were the key, she went out to find them for me. She saved my life. After so long being cared for by someone else, it feels good to have repaid the favor. Not directly to Tara, but to these poor tieflings. I'm sure she would approve. You remind me of her somewhat. An expression you both share. When she gives in to her more feline qualities. A mouse trapped beneath her paw. Wish she were here for me to make a formal introduction. But I would never ask her to undertake such a journey. She's safer at home. Besides, she was always telling me I needed to spread my wings, so to speak. Find mortal friends instead of hanging onto Mistra's coattails. So that's what I'm doing. I hope. Very funny. But as we all know, nymphs are sticklers when it comes to their bathing routines. You, my friend, haven't been near a fresh spring in a 10-day or more. Not that I don't appreciate your musk. Actually rather like it. Well, it seems as good a time as any for me to stop babbling on.
Okay, so if you're like Gale, does that mean you also like it when I don't shower?
Hell no. We definitely don't have that in common. I do not like a stinky person.
I don't think that I could do this run in real life, like living in Faerun. In actual, like I say I want to, but I couldn't. I even wear perfume and deodorant to bed. Not showering for a week would kill me.
So you're just as high maintenance as Astarion.
I like to think of it as I am the correct maintenance.
So many things make so much sense.
And mine will be all the lighter to see you enjoying yourself.
Aww, we had a cute little visitor.
The cub's eyes lock onto the food in your hand. The creature gulps the food down. It seems he hasn't eaten in some time.
The hand that feeds is the hand that's loved. It'll never leave your side now. I stand corrected.
A chill runs through you. Your magic, the fire that burns within, is fading. Your magic erupts, violent and powerful. It is snuffed out by the Susa flower, vanishing like embers in the wind. For the first time in memory, you're without magic. You feel you have been alone before, but this isolation is alien. The sooner you get away from this flower, the better.
Wizards' towers can be volatile places. They keep their secrets buried and their dangers close to the surface. Ah, quite. A misadventure from my days as an apprentice at Blackstaff Academy. I was but a child, only a few months into my studies, but already I knew I was destined for greatness. No one believed me, of course. So I decided to prove it, to cast a spell with the Black Staff itself. From one perspective, I succeeded. I opened a portal. However, instead of pointing it at the first-year dormitory, I found myself pulled into limbo, facing a very irritated death's lad. Fortunately, the Black Staff himself came to the rescue, hauling me back from the brink and straight into several months of writing lines, or rather, finessing my autograph. Now, much as I enjoy reminiscing about such tomfoolery, I believe we've more pressing matters at hand. Is there anything else?
And you say that I talk too much?
You do.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
The cub holds out his leg, revealing a ragged wound. As the wound closes, the cub begins testing his weight on the leg.
You do realize these things grow, do you not? Teeth and talons first.
Okay, the visitor is still cute, but Gale is not.
Gnomes speak in soft whispers, the words all but lost in the hot air.
I'll never get through. We need that smoke powder.
Philommene's gone, and if she's smart, she won't be coming back.
Tell the sergeant where she went. Beltron's still trapped with that maniac near.
Forget the smoke powder. They'd kill Phil on the spot. I won't let you do it. glittering gods. She actually survived.
Praise Ironhand. Larida, our prayers are answered. Mom, our friends are trapped in the cave-in, and I know a way to get them out.
Bug, please. True's near will... You know what he'll do.
Youngbug, don't!
I've got no choice, Larida. We have to chance it. A few days back, there was a scene. Our friend Philomene, she's a sapper, set off a blast and ran off. We set a spot for hiding if someone found trouble. I'll mark your map. If Philomene made it, you'll find her there. She'll have the stuff to blow that tunnel wide open and get Beldron and the rest out.
Please, please don't hurt my Phil. I beg you.
Hurry! Our people won't last in that cave-in forever.
Hold it! I swear to Ironhand. One more step and a blow us to chunks!
An ashen scent fills the air. The barrel is filled with smoke powder, but the scent is acrid, as if contaminated somehow. Or much, much more concentrated.
As an expert on the subject, my dear lady, I'd like to point out that blowing oneself up is never the solution.
Shut your mouth!
You understand? You understand blowing oneself up, bro? Broski. Oh, my brother in AO. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Go big or go home. I'm just saying. They say go out with a bang. In this case, quite literally.
Larida! Ruddy mind games. I know all about your tricks, true soul. Shit. I can't do it. Go on. Drag me to Moonrise. I'll make you cunt nutters suffer. You want to waste rune powder on... Look, you have no idea what you're dealing with. Any true Ironhand would trade their life for a grain of this stuff. It's the whole damn reason we're here, and I'm not leaving without it. But let me go. Maybe I'll spare you a vial.
Vague notions of rumor and myth. Nothing solid comes to mind.
Listen, you see Larida at the dig? Tell her I'm dead, impaled, half-eaten. I don't care. Make up a story.
She has a heart made of stone, this one, that only smoke powder can break.
Beloved? I might have been hers. She sure as hell wasn't mine. I'm getting gone. You ought to do the same.
Finally! Worthless slaves! Your incompetence has been my ruin! Does not fail.
Sometimes it's nice to get to save the gnomes.
Look, all I know is you're gonna do it this time.
I guarantee you, you're gonna regret that pun later.
You know me.
You care for the weak, true soul. Most curious.
The Absolute demands their slaughter. Yet, here you stand, in bold defiance. A test, yes, you must be. The Absolute bade you to try Nir's faith. Thrin, carve out her heart and serve it to the Rothe. If she indeed is a true soul, let the Absolute save her. I see your idiocy is surpassed only by your ego. Dwega, this true soul has betrayed us. Let her blood prove your devotion.
Beldron! I was so worried! Did Nir hurt you?
No, I'm all right. Did the sergeant hurt you?
Oh, who cares? We're together now, thank Iron Hand.
We ought to thank someone a little closer by, I think. Gaedel Ironhand you may not be, but you damn well fight like him. I'm grateful, don't mistake me, but why help us? You're one of them, aren't you? Well, that didn't much look like begging, but no complaints from me. Here. The Iron Hand gnomes honor their debts. With Walburn gone, that falls to me.
Make it quick. We need to find Walburn. Now!
You're a little late, Barkus, my lad. He's already been sent to Moonrise Towers. We were just slave hands to the cult, but not Walburn. He knows things. Things they want to know, too.
What has he gotten himself mixed up in now?
You really would, wouldn't you? But not us. My people can barely stand, and we have business back in the city. That business is what sent us after the powder to begin with. Now, we'll have to make other arrangements.
And just like that, you'd leave Walburn behind. I knew you lot were foolish, but I didn't know you were cruel.
If you knew half as much as you think, my lad, Walburn might have kept you around. It is. And if the pick swung the other way, I'd expect Walburn to do the same. My people will find somewhere to regroup across the lake. Then, on to the city. If you find yourself in Baldur's Gate, seek us out. We'll raise a glass to Walburn together.
Well, you did it. I shouldn't be surprised, considering our history. And yet, nothing good happens in the Underdark. As you know, some of the Iron Hand gnomes, my friend Walburn among them, have been taken prisoner in Moonrise Towers. They're not even going after him. I wish I were surprised. And so, to Moonrise Towers I go. Won't be needing it. Thank you. Goodbye, my misery's favorite companion. And, well, thank you.
Object catches your eye. A lantern, it seems. Though no light flickers within.
Broken trash. It's just full of dust.
You see no burner or wick. It was not fuel that lit this lamp, but magic. This is pixie dust, used to illuminate a lamp, or left behind after a pixie's death.
Who there, wanderer? Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man.
Elminster?
The very same, Gale. And a fair bit miffed he is, too, finding himself forced to expose his best pair of boots to so many miles of country road on your behalf.
Originally, Shadowdale. Lately, the fanciest inns of Waterdeep. Meet Elminster Ormar. A good friend of mine, but rather more significantly, he's the most famed and respected wizard in the realms.
Am I, indeed? Most famed and respected errand boy, more like. I was bid and spare neither time nor my own self to find you. She sent me, Gale. You know of whom I speak.
But why? Out with it, Elminster. Please.
Young man, has your sojourn away from Waterdeep washed away your decorum as well as your patience? Nigh a 10-day I've gone without honest fare, worthy of the name. Drank naught, but what the sky entitled my thirst. Why, some bread, cheese, and a cup of wine would appear unto me a feast. Surely you won't begrudge me a mite of rest and repast before I get out with it?
Oh, for the love of...
Well, this way then? To your camp? Oh, don't dawdle now, lad. You're the one who's in such a frightful hurry.
Oh, nigh on 13 centuries old and he still thinks with his stomach. We'd best follow and see if he's more disposed to speak plainly once it's stopped its grumbling. A wise choice. Better to indulge your curiosity than Elminster's appetite.
Stomach, you know, makes one's words frivolous when they should be grave. Plenty to digest, after all. A good deal to stew over, if you will. Words ladled with import should be savored so as to better absorb their meaning. Wouldn't you agree?
Elminster!
Right. You see, that is to say, Gale, my boy, I've come to address a most pressing matter. I'll speak as plainly as I can, forswearing the accustomed frills that decorate my speech. I'm here on behalf of Mystra. The message and the charge I bring you are hers.
Oh, Mistra's delicate feet are ill-suited for the hardships of the road.
You know where you went wrong, Gale. No, we needn't dwell on that here and now. But even so, you're to be given a chance of redemption.
Mistra would consider forgiveness.
She would consider what she considers to be forgiveness. Mistra is aware of the misadventures that have befallen you both. She knows of your strife with the Absolute, that most insidious of evils. They choose the instruments of their will with great precision. Sometimes the single drops we think we are do not realize what waves we are building up to be. Do not discount yourself, and by the same token, do not discount your enemy. You must know that the Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live, even those who are undying. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself. That is why I have come here to charge you, Gale, with its destruction. It is Mystra's belief that only you can.
The orb.
Precisely. Mystra has granted me the power to stop the clock, as it were, on the orb's rush to overpower you. Instead, you will be able to unleash its lethal combustion at will.
Interesting. This could be help or hindrance. We shall have to see.
You must find the heart of the Absolute, whatever that may be, and use yourself as the catalyst that will burn it from this world.
He is not. But it seems that Mystra is.
It brings me no pleasure saying this, my friend, but such is Mystra's will. Yours must be the sacrifice that will undo the Absolute. And for your sacrifice, you will be redeemed. Such is Mystra's promise. With that, I've said my sorry piece, and need only bestow unto thee the charm I was bid.
Meine Hastra Mistrariel Italion Thras Annas
It is done. Both charge and charm have been committed into your care. To you, I commit into care Gale himself. I count on you to shepherd him well on this strangest of journeys.
Or some other fortune altogether.
Like moons make swell and wane the nescient seas, so too the sky-strewn gods ordain the tidal fates of mortal days. And yet, an ocean born in lonely hours, come ebb, come flow, come all that is beyond the breadth of our dominion. Be a moon unto yourself. Even the waves of fate can break upon the shores of will. Farewell, my friend.
Farewell, Elminster.
Fuck Mystra?
I'm glad she chose
Fuck
you.
Mystra.
Audience with Elminster is never less than memorable. I'd have hoped to introduce you to him in less dire circumstances. But those are hard to come by these days. The Doddering Act is merely an illusion, one he's most adept at maintaining. Elminster is the most formidable wizard in the realms, perhaps in existence. For Mystra to have sent him, the severity of her bidding could not be clearer, or weigh more heavily on me. Time seems so infinite when you're young. A month is an age. A year is a lifetime. It is a strange feeling to realize how little of it one might have left. Of course, you offer the clearest solution to our problem. All I have to do is find the right place and time, close my eyes, and let go. Then the slate will be clean. Wrongs will be righted, the Absolute will be gone, and I along with it. If there was, I'm sure the goddess of magic and the greatest wizard who ever lived would have identified it. But alas,
Only one solution is offered. That remains ahead of us for now. The heart of the Absolute must be discovered before I can stop its beating. Let's save such certainty for the moment such a decision is upon us. You may feel differently once we know what we're truly up against.
Might I suggest espresso?
Why?
For his depresso.
That was bad.
No, that was dad. It was a dad joke.
That was even worse.
I told you were going to regret that.
I can't take this punishment.
I won't have to worry about the sun, at least.
I've never seen such a concentration of shadow magic. We must forge on, but carefully. It will corrupt any who lack the power to control it. Not all wizards are made the same, nor do we wield the same powers. This magic is the very antithesis of all the weave stands for. A magic of confusion and corruption, drawn forth only by those desperate or damned enough to accept its degradations. Followers of Mystra, those who call on the true weave, are expressly forbidden to indulge it. What an interesting question. Technically, of course I could dabble in such practices. I've yet to find a form of magic I'm not a born natural in wielding. As for whether I should wield it, that would rather depend on the circumstances and how closely I felt Mystra was watching. Now, I think it's time we moved on to lighter subjects, for we too are lost to the darkness. Was there anything else?
If you can use shadow magic, then use it. We have an abundance of it. Clearly I am frustrated that Gale still got his nose up Mistra's ass.
Some people like cake.
Is that what the song Eating Cake by the Ocean is about?
You didn't know this?
No, I thought that we were I thought I knew it was about sex, but I thought it was about normal sex, like eating pie.
No, that's the other side.
My life is over and ruined.
It's very rare I know a colloquialism that you don't.
Especially when it comes to sex.
Especially when it comes to sex.
Stay together. Keep to the light. Stop! Who's there? So you can fry us alive? I don't think so. Come into the light! Hands high! Jonas! Move in! Jonas? Can you see our torches?
I can't see anything! Something's wrong!
Follow my voice! Come back to the light!
Who's there? Meg? Is that...
Jonas?
Come! Join me!
Jonas.
Harpers! To arms!
Well done. Now we've got to move. I know a safe place. Give me your map. Keep your torch high. If you step into the shadows, you'll be felled in a heartbeat. That's right. Protected by magic. Only spot in the region that's not been swallowed up by this damn curse.
It's quite thrilling to fight off such grim creatures as this region throws at us. Especially being at your side. I, once read a book that explained in some detail the effect a brush with danger has on one's desire for, other forms of stimulation. Have you ever read anything on that subject?
Okay, but legitimately, Gale, I could have written it. Especially if it was about a hot blonde vampire.
Hashtag shameless plug.
I'm not shamelessly promoting right now.
Why don't I believe you?
Maybe you failed the perception check?
Look, I always roll a nat 20 on perception, okay?
Is that because you're a ranger?
What?
I believe you. You never look so beautiful as at the end of a stirring battle. Your cheeks flushed, gaze bright, muscles glistening. Perhaps it's just the thrill of our near undead experience talking. Standing at your side through such darkness and disrepair. It only makes me want you more. Unfortunately, this is neither the time nor the place to indulge such feelings, so you must be patient and push all such thoughts aside. For now. Was there anything else you wish to discuss? She expects those who seek to use the weave to do so honestly, and with respect for its potential to destroy, as well as its potential to save. I doubt she's asked many of her followers to blow themselves up. That's a fate she's bequeathed exclusively to me. She wouldn't ask such a thing if it weren't our only means of survival. However much she's annoyed at me. I've no doubt she has the power to do so, but as for the permission, AO would not look kindly on her meddling in mortal affairs. Divine intervention has a tendency to make things worse, not better. As for Elminster, he's saved the realms more times than legend can recount. But to take on a god is no easy feat, even for him. My orb is the best chance we have. And only I can wield it. Oh, you know me, ever the optimist. I'm trying to focus on the positives. Truth is, I was living on borrowed time already. Consuming those items would only have kept the orb sated for so long. If anything, I feel more at peace than I have in months. At least now I know my death will have purpose. It won't be a distant bang in the footnotes of history.
Your move, Maul.
You trapped me? I didn't even want to take this one.
Kalimshan rules, dear. The first piece touched is the first piece moved.
That's garbage! No matter where the night goes, I'm gonna lose it!
Then make the sacrifice useful.
Guard your Mistra, or come for my Cyric.
Look who made it! For once, I saved your butt out there, didn't I? We're square now, Chief. Say, do you play lance ball by any chance? It's my first time playing.
The keen gleam in Moll's eyes reveals the lie. She knows the game well, and she wants to win.
Always laid a fine trap for you, Mole. It looks to me like his Cyric could be dethroned.
my, the Thescan double counter gambit. Vicious. Exactly what I would have done.
Are you good at chess?
I mean, I'm decent. I haven't played it in a while.
Do you think you could take me?
Maybe. I've never seen you play. I don't know how good you are.
And for my own ego's sake, we're going to keep it that way.
See, I was right to make you the offer I did. You will consider it, won't you? What a lovely specimen she is. A blushing apple begging to be plucked. The Thescan move suggestion was inspired. I had no idea you played. Don't I? Indeed. But don't you worry about Moll. It goes without saying she still has the unconditional freedom to choose the only option she has left. Now, let's talk about you. I sense there's something you want to ask me.
I do. I have a proposal for you.
A proposal? If you're hoping to taste my blood, little vampling, think again. It burns hotter than wyvern whiskey.
This is serious business. Devil. Well, a long time ago, someone carved infernal runes into my back. They're a fragment of a contract. I'd like to know what the full contract says.
Oh, such impatience. It's something very important to your master, but is it a love letter, a warning, or a deed of ownership? I could give you all the gory details. But of course, you'll have to do something for me first. Let me think about it and get back to you.
You'll get back to me? This is important, Devil. When?
Don't worry, I'm motivated to help you. Scars often tell such wonderful stories. I think yours might be truly exquisite. I'll see you soon.
So, I realized that I forgot to do the gith that are in the mountains. So I ran back to the area after getting the last light warp point. So this is editing kit apologizing because that's going to break my normal order. But you do what you gotta do.
Inquisitor Wargas was potent. We are impressed.
My queen. Skarsai.
You are permitted to look upon me. You are invited to kneel.
The Deathless Queen has spoken. You will obey.
These attendants you keep, you taught them well, my child. My laser.
Chma Zalav Lakith. You know me.
Erlon of Kalir speaks most highly, as did Alchaya before. You seek purity. I may yet grant it. Istik, you bear that which is ours. But are you friend, or are you thief? Your utility is proven, but your heroism is yet to be witnessed. A test, then, to see if you are as capable as you profess to be. That weapon you carry, the astral prism, It is corrupted.
I will cleanse it for you, my queen. Tell me how.
There is someone inside. Their mind is warped, broken, a blight. They are an agent of the grand design, sent to sabotage the astral prism. Our last defense against the return of the Illithid Empire. As long as they live, the prison is compromised. Kill them! Do this, and I will cleanse you and your allies. Do this, and ascend!
Ascension. My queen. An honor gained. A burden borne. Choose. But know this. The cost of refusal is great.
Not merely great, Lae'zel. Eternal. Autonomy begets consequence. Use this to enter the prism, or deny me. The choice, as ever, is yours. But know this. My wrath is carried with each of my faithful. It will find you.
Blacketh's eyes see beyond the plains. We cannot hide. Come. We must enter the prism. Its secrets are finally ours to know. Heat pulses out of the astral prism as it begins to flower. Your mind burns hot with excitement. A timeless space, bounded, compressed in a fold. A pocket of astral plane. Boundless. Timeless. Like every dream that ever was stitched together. It is home.
So you came, in spite of all my warnings. Disappointing. Come. We will talk in private.
So I think Larian are evil geniuses because they let us make our dream visitor attractive.
I mean, it makes story sense too, because the dream visitor is trying to look like someone you can trust.
Or lust for.
Or just for... Wait. Did you make your dream visitor have a face and hair like Astarion?
Kinda. I thought about using a mod to make him just be completely Astarion, but I figured that that would be too much for you to handle. Look, I have two types. For guys, at least. Blondes who are aloof, or jerks, and dark-haired men with golden retriever personalities.
I think you need to go to AA. Astarion's Anonymous.
Since then, she has become
I don't want to be cured.
desperate.
Don't save me. Don't save me. I don't want to be saved. Don't save me.
Secret so great that if her people ever found out, that would be the end of her rule. The end of her. That same secret is how I've been protecting you from the Absolute. I can hear your thoughts. You think I'm lying. Vlaakith warned you that I would try to deceive you, but consider this. What reason have I to deceive you? I want the same thing as you. Freedom. I'm on your side. I have been since the very beginning. It seems I was right to put my faith in you after all. Thank you. Vlakith will be furious, to make no mention of your Githyanki companion. The Lich Queen fears nothing more than the loss of her empire. The knowledge I have of her deception will bring that about. Vlakith is lying to the Githyanki. They believe she knows how their beloved Mother Gith defeated the Mind Flayer Empire. But she does not. If the Illithids would ever rise to power again, she would be incapable of stopping them. And if her people found out about her impotence, there would be mutiny, revolution, the end of her rule. But that very power, the power to resist Illithid control, which Vlakith only pretends to know, is how I've been protecting you. I suppose she hoped to extract it from my corpse. Since you spared me that fate, she will come for you. She most certainly will. I have delayed long enough. The next attack is overdue, and I can't risk you being caught in the middle of it. I need you out there, searching for the Absolute. You were on the right path, to Moonrise Towers. Return to it. I hope you are ready to face Vlakith's wrath. The entire Kresh stands ready to kill you in her name. Good luck.
Speak. Have you killed my queen's enemy? Blasphemy! She warned you not to trust the one inside.
Your mind tingles. Lae'zel seeks entrance. Your thoughts become one. She sees the truth of your confrontation in an instant.
Vlakith Tafkinazin. I see only madness. Vlakith bears the full might of Tunarath's arms, and the covenant of the Great Mother Gith. Skvar! We are leaving this place, now!
I can't do it. I can't. I don't want to be violated by this scene again.
Then just skip it.
But I have to do everything in the order I normally do it in.
Yeah, and you always do everything that's shown in other runs. But you can just skip through this, since you're not going to keep it in the final edit.
Okay. That's fair. I'm gonna keep this moment, though. Because I don't want to have to record this again. But I want people to know Gale wanted me to make Astarion bite her.
I can't say. It just smells wrong. Unnatural. Drinking it wouldn't kill me, but it would not be pleasant.
I don't have all day, true soul.
Fine. I'll do it. Darling, I've had a sudden change of heart. After all, who could resist such a delectable neck? Hold very, very still.
Incredible. Incredible.
Oh, hells.
Not to your taste.
You're fetid, full of corruption.
I feel exquisite, though. So here's my part of the bargain. I hope you find it as satisfying as I found this. It was everything I imagined, and then more. I'll be able to put this to good use.
I can still taste that vile drow in my throat. I don't know what I am. I spent 200 years using my body to lure pretty things back from my master. What I wanted, how I felt about what I was doing, it never mattered. Throwing your body at someone becomes second nature, and I just did it again. It's all right. I didn't expect myself to feel anything. I forced myself to bite her. I'm so used to my body being used as a tool to get what someone else wants. But I'm free now. It shouldn't be like that. So you say. I've seduced people who repulsed me more times than I can count. It should have been just another moment of disgust for greater reward. And you pushed me. We shouldn't be involved with each other anymore. I'll sleep alone.
On a happier note, we saved everyone. Okay, well, almost everyone, for some reason. Minthara became a model that was completely incapable of being interacted with. I tried reloading, I tried going back to our previous save, which included doing the fucking bite scene over again. She's still broken. So I guess we're giving up on Minthara because I'm not going back and doing 40 hours of gameplay for 10 seconds of Minthara.
General Thorm's prayers and preparations must not be disturbed. The rooftop is off limits to everyone.
Even you, Disciples Realm?
Everyone. Keep watch and ensure that nobody passes. Excellent timing, true soul. The goblins. Tell me how they suffered. No, better yet, show me.
Her mind enters yours abruptly, flickering across your memories in a blaze of excitement. A pool of warmth spreads through your mind as she settles on the memory of you commanding the goblins to die.
Oh, I like you. That was inventive and efficient. And what a fine child it would be. But you didn't come here to tear the wings off insects. You came here to answer the Absolute's call. Let's see what you're made of.
She parts the folds of your mind again, touching your wants and hopes, tasting them. Every emotion soaks into her mind's palate. But there is purpose to her exploration. She is searching for proof of your faith.
You have used the wizard well. But the desperate one who would love such a pathetic man must hunger for greater delights deep down. With the Absolute, your fantasies can become more real than flesh. The pleasures of the mind.
He liked me thinking dirty about him.
He likes it when you're being yourself, and your mind is always in the gutter.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Carved into the bench's rotted surface are strange, half-faded sigils. A magic circle of some kind, thick with darkness and decay.
A ritual circle. And a complex one at that. I've seen such a construction before in the writings of the Weave Pasha Raven, though his vision was not so tainted. The sigils are written in a curious mix of tongues. Ancient Kalashite, Netherese, something else I can't quite make out. If I'm reading it correctly, it was used in the creation of moon lanterns. It's been mostly drained, but even now contains a powerful dose of shadow weave. The discarded pixie corpses might still contain enough essence. With one of the broken lantern casements... Yes, I think I'll be able to craft one more lantern. And with a slight modification of the casting gesture, it might be able to wield the shadows instead of repelling them. Though, Mistra's eyes may be upon me. And she'd forbid me dabbling with such magic. She'd want it destroyed. Wasted, arguably. Very well. Stand back, if you please.
It doesn't take much. The sigils fade, the circle's tainted magic dissolving harmlessly into the ether.
Not bad for a wizard who slept through his Kalashite lessons, eh? Did you feel that? If I wasn't surrounded on all sides by the darkness of the Shadow Curse lands, I'd think it was Mistra herself brushing against my skin. Not weak, but subtle. Mistra knows it is a risk to make herself known here, however briefly. After all, this cursed place is not hers, but Shah's. Mistra came here with a purpose. She's left some tiny part of herself to watch over me, I think. A boon to help us reach the heart of the Absolute in one piece. True enough. And somehow I doubt that's an order Mistra will be willing to rescind, no matter how many times I impress her. The stakes are simply too high. Strange, though, that she would reward me for such a service now. She's hardly been forthcoming on that front since my banishment. Perhaps I'm overthinking things. A blessing's a blessing.
Damn
and
it.
this one should come in most useful.
I thought he was gonna make the shadow lantern. But again, like you said, he's still eating that cake. He eating that cake by Mistra's Ocean.
Some people like cake.
I'm never gonna see that song the same. Like, and this is gonna ruin my life for a week.
You're never gonna look at cake the same again either.
No! This is a really odd time for Voss to show up at camp. But I think it's because I had to break my order and go and do the gift when I normally wouldn't, so other cutscenes took precedence.
My blade rests. Mother Gith compels you to listen.
Speak. My ear is yours.
I know you carry the astral prism, Lae'zel. Within it lies the seed of Vlaakith's demise, and I intend to help you bring it to fruition.
Vlaakith's demise? Skaketh! I should run you through for suggesting it.
It is not. I've heard word from Kresh Yulik. You are infected. Yet the one in the prism has chosen you. Protects you with their power. The prism's tenant alone has the power to end Vlaakith's tyranny. I've sought their freedom for eons. When the prism went missing, I feared the worst. Instead, you've granted the opportunity I've so long awaited. All that remains is the key that unchains them. And I've found someone who I believe can provide it. Bring the prism to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting in a taproom called Shares's Caress. That is where we decide the fate of my people. Lae'zel, together we will break our chains and be Vlaakith's slaves no longer.
I am no slave, just still Kithrak. The Undying Queen is my freedom. It is she who will purify me, and she who will ascend me.
Lies, Lae'zel. Every last one. There is no purification, no ascension. The Zaith-Isk does not purify, it extracts memory and kills the infected. Nor does the Lich Queen glorify the ascended. She feeds on most all of them to grow her power and pursue godhood.
Madness! You flood me with this heresy. I will hear no more of it. I served Vlaakith the whole of my life. Learned her words, fought her battles, yet she names me her Sharlak. Your words carry truth. I will meet you in Baldur's Gate. Do not make me regret it.
Lae'zel, I see Talakma Gear in you, sister in freedom. Together we will be our people's light. Take this. It is a Quanith, a psionic detector. The Queen's warriors hunt you. The Quanith will sound you out when you come near their portals. Hear its cry and prepare for battle, or slip away. I should go. Vlaakith's gaze pierces the seas and skies. She believes me loyal, and I can't afford her mistrust. Keep the astral prism close. Let no one take it from you. Slay any who try. Now to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting, Lae'zel.
Absence.
Absence. No other word captures the heart of Shah so very perfectly. It is the scalpel-led journey that leads from pain to peace.
Gods! A living nightmare is this.
See? What is the light of eyes but the cancer that causes one to witness the laceration of being? If light is the symptom, then darkness is the cure. For in light there is presence, but in darkness there is absence.
In light is presence, in darkness, absence.
But you, look how the succor of Shar eludes you. See how painfully present you remain. We do not wish to see you suffer so. Let us cure you.
Remember Asharan maxim. Go forth and sow doubt, but do not compel it, for only the willing may know the lady's embrace.
Only the willing may know the lady's embrace. You know her teaching well. And yet these sisters must exercise their gifts, for the art of absence lies in its execution. How to proceed? I wonder. Yes, for are we not all in need of a cure? The scalpel does not discriminate. Let each and every one of you partake in its soothing journey. Absence, sisters, acquaint yourselves. It is a proud moment when one sees one's teachings so lovingly taken to heart. You are to be commended for their graduation, rewarded with the promised cure. Come, I will acquaint you with the lady's dark-fingered embrace. Your diligence is exemplary. Very well. Your own scalpel you will be. Observe, then succeed me into the succor of Shah.
I will say, I do love that Gale has not made me do any big fights yet.
You licked a dead spider. Dead spider. You licked it.